Hello there people, this is Brucey or Nintendo here, and this is another random ranked match against Soulreiver1023 on Yu-Gi-Oh! 5D's Decade Duels for the Xbox 360 with my lovely voice as commentary. And as you can tell by the title, this is yet another Rage Quitter. And boy am I glad I got this guy in the act. You'll soon see a little later. But yeah, you know, I'm just playing around with my Dark World deck. You know, really want to make sure it's the best it can be, which I think it is. If you've seen my other video already, you pretty much see that I've mentioned it's the best that I can get it anyway. But you know, I'm trying it out and whatnot. So I've got my Sangan face down, ready to get the Morphing Jar if he attacks. And what does he do? He instantly plays Soul Absorption, which I'm thinking, bugger, this is my worst nightmare. Remove from play deck against Dark World, I'm going to get trounced. So instantly I'm thinking, okay, that face down is a Macrocosmos. I use my Solemn Judgment on it, and then I make a noobish mistake. I draw into Dark World Lightning and think, oh, I can use that instead. I could just discard Gren, and you know, everything will be alright. And literally a second later, after I pressed no, I totally forgot, or rather I remembered, I can't use Gren's effect, that has to go to the graveyard. So, what ends up happening, I'll be honest with you, I'm going to fast forward this bit now anyway, but he ends up stalling quite a lot, using things like Solemn Wishes, Shield Wing, blah blah blah, ends up getting over 20,000 life points anyway, and he even resets the deck again with Necroface, and unfortunately discards my Heavy Storm. So, yeah, you know, there wasn't much I can do there. I did end up drawing into a Gale, Blackwing Gale the Whirlwind, eventually, which I'm thinking, okay, I could finally blow up the field with Black Rose Dragon. Sure, in my hand I've got nothing to play afterwards, but, you know, this has got to be better than nothing. Like, surely it has to be. So, you know, play Blackwing? Of course I play Blackwing, there he goes. And yeah, here comes Black Rose Dragon. Obviously use the effect. It's sad that I lose my back row, especially that Solemn Judgment, but you know, what can I do? What can I do? He ends up gaining even more life point. Well, no, he doesn't actually, because off the chain anyway. Oh dear. So goodbye field. At least all the stalling's gone. And yeah, just making sure there wasn't anything I can do there. So here we go, and then unfortunately for me, he's got a Monster Reborn in his hand. So Black Rose Dragon, here we come. I'm thinking through my deck now as well, like, is there a card which could actually save me? Unless it's a Lure of Darkness and I draw Khaki and a discard card, or rather a card which has a discard as an effect, then no, I am totally dead basically. And unfortunately for me, that is basically what happens. I draw into another gold, so all tributes. If you looked at my deck for making a Dark World deck, this is what I'm talking about, where sometimes your hand can get jammed. It's like a heavy hitting dragon deck. Occasionally you're going to get hit with all tributes and there's nothing you can do. So, straight away, I couldn't hit that X button quick enough. Had to go into swap cards. Luckily in my side deck it's designed for removal basically, because that is a Dark World deck's worst nightmare, that and ones which contain what's it called, Royal Oppression. So straight in there with the Empyrean Iron Wall, Deck Devastation Virus to get rid of things like Shield Wing and all those little things like Necroface and whatnot. I figured here Necro Valley wasn't actually going to be any use to me, because at the end of the day he isn't using the graveyard to remove, he's just removing for the sake of it anyway. So that instantly clears 5 cards really, you know, the Terraforming, the Royal Tributes and Necro Valley. So straight in there with, you know, Trap and, you know, spell removal as well. And something, I did make a mistake here. I should have at least changed one of my gold sarcophaguses, because Imperial Iron Wall stops you from using that, but I didn't know at the time. I just totally forgot about it. I thought, oh, my first removal deck to go against with this side deck, let's go for it. So, you know, feeling a bit more happier now that I know I've got stuff to counter him. I'm going to go first, obviously, and pray that I draw into one of my Imperial Iron Walls. You know, that's all I could wish for, really. So what do we get for our first hand? Very, very first card, Imperial Iron Wall. And I thought, wow, that's just amazing. Absolutely amazing. So I figure I'll keep my bronze in my hand because, you know, Sangan, I want my Morphing Jar. Give me my Morphing Jar. And I'll keep my Mirror Force just because I haven't drawn into a Solemn Judgment. And unfortunately for me, he goes ahead and plays Heavy Storm. And I thought, what are the odds? What are the odds that the side deck cards I'm getting are just going to get blown up straight away? And what was that face down in the back row he's got there? You guessed it. It is a Macrocosmos. Once he plays, anyway. So here we go. I'll go for the draw. Imperial Iron Wall? Of course it's not. It's a Macrocosmos, like I was saying. The plus side here is I draw into Blackwing Gale the Whirlwind straight away. So I'm thinking, okay, I've got that. I've got a 4-star as well. You know, brilliant. At least I can get him on the field for the first turn. And yeah, then I'll have Black Rose Dragon the next turn and just totally wipe out the field. So he set his Necro face there. I think he thought that I was going to have something with high attack there so he could just remove a ton of cards. But nothing there. And you know, unfortunately for me, I was hoping he wasn't going to attack my face down because Sangan being removed, not good. But he ends up attacking Bron, and I thought, okay, I'll let him have that. You know, removing cards at the moment isn't too bad for me. Yes, if he gets rid of a Heavy Storm, then whatever, but I've got Black Rose Dragon in the bag at least. So Dark Arm Dragon, that's a good loss, to be honest with you, because, you know, now that he's got that removal on the field, I can't use it. Okay. So, a ton of back row, very, very scary, so I'm thinking, perhaps I shouldn't use Black Rose Dragon straight away. Perhaps I should just, you know, flip this, try and trigger something. And you know what, he has a bit of a think, and I'm thinking perhaps he has got a Torrential Tribute or something. Not that that would worry Black Rose Dragon at all, but, you know, I figure, okay, let's go for the attacks. You know, see what happens. I really want to get rid of some of that back row before blowing it all up. Just a negate attack, luckily. So, you know, that's one card down at least. All I've got to hope for is that he, you know, doesn't spoil my next move, essentially. So, Neospatian Air Hummingbird, I was quite surprised by that, to be honest with you. Like, yes, it does get life points like his plan is. But is it really worth it? You know, knowing that I'm going to, you know, beat it up and essentially take all the life points that he just got? I wasn't too fussed anyway. You know, end of the day, if he's going to give me a chance, then I'm going to take it. And finally draw into another Imperial Iron Wall with Allure of Darkness. So I'm thinking, okay, let's just get rid of the Spirit Reaper because he's not going to attack me. I'm going to blow up the field, then set Imperial Iron Wall, and then things are going to be all gravy. At least I believe, anyway. Oh yeah, that's it, he was thinking for ages. So what is it I really do here? You know, I've totally forgotten. I mean, this match, all in all, I think went on for about 20-25 minutes, something like that. So, plus side though, is, you know, with me attacking, it triggered his wall of Revealing Light. He lost 4,000 life points, and I'm well happy. So main phase 2, yeah, let's get it going on. I'm quite happily trade my attack for 4,000 life points lost and blow up the field. So here we go. And the big plus of this now is because the field is removed at the same time, Sangan gets his effect. And although he's only got one card in his hand, and Morphing Jar is a bit risky to use, with Dark World decks you really do need to use your Morphing Jar because you want to aim to just, you know, swarm the field as soon as possible and just OTK or at least extremely cripple him, or her rather. So here we go, Sangan's effect. I have a little bit of a look-see if there's anything else, but there really isn't. So let's just stick with Morphing Jar and go from there. See, even in my mind there I was thinking, is it really the right play? You know, he's only got one card, what's he going to do, sort of thing. But hey, that's what you got to do. So Imperial Iron Wall set face down, thinking finally I can start negating all this stuff, things are going to be all like boy howdy. So here I'm thinking, okay, I'm just going to attack and possibly use Gren. You know, if it's a torrential tribute or something, he's not going to use it on just my one card. But he has Dimension Wall, which I was a bit surprised about, to be honest with you, for this sort of deck. And thought, you know what, damage, whatever, I've got 8,000 life points to spare, I'm sure I can cope with 1,800. So yeah, I just decided to end the phase there. Obviously not much else I could have done, to be honest with you. Now he sets one. I'm thinking, oh, if this is like another shield wing or something like that, then I'm just going to be so annoyed. But I think luckily for me it was just a Spirit Reaper, so I know that, you know, if I draw into a Kaki or, you know, a creature swap or something like that, then I've got other ways of blowing up a Spirit Reaper. Shield wing is a bit more of a nuisance against this deck. Draws into a Soul Absorption, not too fussed at this moment in time, not too fussed. We've got the Solemn Judgment, so still nothing yet, still nothing. But I believe I figure, you know what, I can stop it if, you know, it might help him out, but I'm going to set the Morphing Jar just to get ready. So he sets one more. I'm thinking, is that Macrocosmos? Is it Macrocosmos? And you know what, even if it was, I couldn't have drawn into a better card. Creature swap. So if you've seen my, you know, necro-world, I believe I'll call it, deck, my deck recipe, you'll know that the best thing you can do is trade off your Morphing Jar, because now a lot of stuff is going to happen. So, you know, he's probably thinking, well, what's this going to do, this lowly little Morphing Jar? You know, surely it's going to fill up my hand. But, you know, what's he doing? Absolutely noob play. Absolute noob play. So, discard all my Dark World cards, and that's the best thing when you've only got Dark World cards in your hand. So, Gren, I decide, yeah, choose that, why not? Gold, you know, he still gets his effect from special summoning anyway, so even if his, you know, card is cancelled out or whatever like that, it just doesn't matter. It doesn't matter the effect of destroying any card on the field. So imagine if he had a full field, this would have been a lot of destruction going on here. So special summon gold, special summon the next gold as well. And although this doesn't finish him, you know, this is going to extremely cripple him, like severely. I've got my another Solemn Judgment in my hand as well. I've got my Heavy Storm if he does lay more than one thing as well. So I'm thinking next turn he's done. He's just totally done. You know, there's not much more that can be said here. So I said it all. I've got my hand on my Imperial Iron Wall, just getting ready to play it as well. You know, I've never got to play Imperial Iron Wall as well. Swords of Green Light, I'm figuring, nope, no bother. I've got Heavy Storm in my hand. Card Destruction, so I think, that's a bit of a bugger. But I've got Silver in my hand. So he's going to lose 50% of his hand from that. And, you know, not bad there. Got Deck Devastation Virus, that could be quite handy. So I'm just awaiting for him to choose the cards now. He's probably thinking, what the hell? What the hell is this card? But, you know, he gets rid of them regardless. And that's the best thing, it goes in the bottom of the deck as well, so there's no way it could be Monster Reborn or anything like that. Absolutely brilliant Silver. So he sets one, and really what I could use here is either, well, my MST which is already gone, or Gren, especially now that I've got Card Destruction. So use Allure of Darkness, just praying for Gren, and what happens? Oh, it's Gren, hello! So, you know, this is definitely done now, Card Destruction, so that'll get rid of his monster and his back row, and then I just run over him, absolutely run over him. So he has no idea what's happening at the moment, but once he sees all this destruction going on, So as soon as that's selected, oh, surprise, surprise, the connection to your opponent has been lost. You know, what an absolute joke. So I send him a message anyway, saying, why did you quit? You know, just straight out. I mean, I'd been, you know, rage quitted on quite a bit today. So he sends me a message back saying, because I don't waste time with noobs, your deck is pitiful and you've proven that you are no challenge to me, blocked and you are trash. Wow, absolute, you know, sportsmanship there, isn't it? So, you know, I sent him a message back. I think I'll end the video here. Obviously you guys will see the message and see what, well, how sad he is, unfortunately. So if you guys enjoyed the video, then give us a good old thumbs up, and any comments, which I'm sure there will be after this is the best rage quit yet, then put them in the box below and I'll try and get back to you as soon as I can. So as always, you guys take care and I'll see you again soon.